Welcome, jesters. I woke up yesterday morning to no electricity all morning. Did not expect that, so apologies for the delays. Anyway, I think we're doing pretty good. Maybe I need to watch more commentary. I don't like to watch a lot of commentary because I would rather be original. Something that I haven't seen mentioned on X or on YouTube or anything like that. So maybe this is more of a public service announcement. The national vote buying. Well, it's Democrats. The National Popular Vote Compact that was recently passed into law or signed into law by HOA Karen herself. It doesn't matter. Spanberger in Virginia. So this is part of a larger scheme. I know I did the video about how there's no conspiracies. Maybe this isn't really a conspiracy. Maybe it's just a good plan that is honestly kind of obvious. But the National Popular Vote Compact is inexorably tied to the Democrats' insistence on bringing in as many illegals as possible and then granting as many illegals as possible citizenship, or just granting citizenship to as many people as possible, because this means basically it just makes it a lot easier for them, because with something like the National Popular Vote Compact, they don't have to spread the illegals or the new citizens around the country. They can all live in California. They can all live in Illinois. They can all live in New York. They can all work the fields in California. I know, Democrats bringing in people to work in the fields. Sounds weirdly familiar, I know. It's right, so it doesn't matter. They can just all live in California, and that's fine. And their votes will count toward the presidency. See, right now, like, look at what happened under Joe Biden. They had to bring these people in, and they were spreading them out in hopes of tilting the census in favor of, certain states. But that didn't work out too well, and this is just maybe Plan B. More Democrats in Plan B, right? Right, and it's actually kind of brilliant, right? Not having to actually spread them out. Why not? So they can stay in the blue states. Their votes will count toward the president, and that's it. It ensures that they will be able to steal, every presidential election, in the future if it ever passes. Now, will that thing actually happen? A lot of people don't think it will, because I think they've almost hit the limit on the states that will be willing to do this. However, I do want to point out that the states that are doing this, it is perfectly legal for them to do so. It is 100% constitutional. If you just read somewhere in Article 1, where it says, as the legislature may decide, yeah, and it's the legislature that's doing these laws signed by the governor. So yeah, they can do it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's weird though that the citizens would self-disenfranchise. Which, finally, we have a case of voters voting against their own interest, in democracy, something that our friends on the left, especially the Democrats, try to, pin on the right all the time. People voting against their own interest. But anyway, I digress. And maybe another video. I don't know. So, this might be why these, Democrat governors don't seem to be, they don't seem to care too much about the exodus from their states. I haven't heard anyone comment on the current crop of Democrat candidates in California comment on the exodus from their states. In fact, Gavin Newsom seems to say the obvious, even though we know what the numbers are. What's his face? The big guy, Pritzker, up in Illinois, never talks about it. The only one who ever mentions it, or she did once, probably told her to shut up, was Kathy Hochul. When she's lamenting that, all the people are moving to Palm Beach, so they don't have enough tax money for social programs, which is very interesting. Although it does kind of make sense, because she wasn't really supposed to be there. She was just supposed to be the female on the ticket under Andrew Cuomo. under Andrew Cuomo. Yeah, so they never expected her to actually have to speak in public or anything like that. And when he resigned, she took over. They were like, what do? We didn't read her in on all these plans. Do we just let her wing it? Who knows? Maybe, maybe she really isn't in on the scheme. It's possible. Like I said, not all Democrats are, right? She could just be, a third type of Democrat, the activist kind, and not a type 4 Democrat, one of the puppeteers. Who knows? So, yeah, that's their plan. They just want to bring in as many people. They want to grant citizenship to as many people, and they don't have to spread them out. They can all just stay in California, work in the fields. Absolutely. And don't think for a second that the Democrats wouldn't actually expect them to do that, which also, brings us around to talking about, the Dignity Act and things like that, and these Republicans that are supporting it. this makes me even more suspicious of people like that, right? Especially Maria Salazar. Like, honestly, I can't tell. I really can't tell if she just wants to keep her Guatemalan housekeeper or maybe she's a plant. I don't know. It's really tough to tell at this point. Oh, and by the way, I saw an ad for her on YouTube. It is super weird that she makes the people in the ad say her full name every time. It does just not sound right. All three names every time. I know it's a thing, among these, especially, I guess, I don't see, is she Cuban? Or some of these Latin women, they have like the full three names, but every time, that just sounds a little bit weird, and I don't know, there's something going on up there that maybe we don't want to deal with. So just keep that in mind. So, well, anyway, there you go. The National Popular Vote Compact, yes, is just one step in their plan to take over the United States and turn it into a leftist hellscape. I'm right.